Detroit Lions fans? Detroit Den 313 back with another one. Steve and Will here, ready to talk to Detroit Lions football. Before we do, remember, hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out tremendously. And this Friday, there will be a giveaway. So you might want to be a member so you can win something. Anyways, Steve, to the business at hand here. What we talking?
Breaking news. It's breaking news, Will. It's not sexy news. It's not earth-shattering or needle-moving news, but I think it's worth talking about. CJ Beathard expected to sign with the Detroit Lions, William. What are your initial thoughts? Does this make you tingly inside at all?
My initial thoughts are who? Who?
CJ Beathard, the pride of Iowa.
Who?
The pride of Iowa, William.
The pride
the
of
guy
Iowa.
The guy who could lead us to a Detroit Lions Super Bowl, William. He could. We don't want him to, but he could. Okay. I don't know if this is like a hot take. I know a lot of people are jumping on saying like, oh, wow, what a great signing. And I think it is a good signing, but I don't want to see CJ Beathard, if I'm being honest with you, Will. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him after pretty much he gets a jersey number. Like, I think we're just kind of, hoping that we just have to forget about him because he's going to be our emergency quarterback. I don't think it's worth, getting all excited about, but it is Detroit Lions news.
I'm not going to pretend like I've done a whole bunch of digging on him, but I will say that the initial thing that I'm looking at is 19 touchdowns and 14 interceptions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not sexy. And I don't know if people are like expecting like someone like a Josh Allen to get signed or a Patrick Mahomes. I mean, let's try to be reasonable here. This is a guy that, like I said, don't want to see. We don't want anything to do with CJ Beathard during the regular season, unless we start getting into that world where things are just not going well for the Detroit Lions on the injury front. And this is something that we have to live with and go forward. So can he win us a couple games if we get into a boat where maybe even Kyle Allen gets hurt and CJ Beathard becomes our quarterback too? And maybe something happens to Goff in the game.
I think we'll be calling somebody else.
Right in the middle of a game, who are we going to bring? Well, are we going to get Rory out there to have him throw some passes? Because I know he knocks down those nets in the pregame, but I'm not sure he's eligible to come onto the 53-man roster.
David Montgomery.
Wildcat, just 24/7 Wildcat offense. I actually don't hate where your head's at, if I'm being honest with you.
Hey, listen, did it in high school. You've seen Christian McCaffrey come in an emergency situation. I think that's why really we got the emergency quarterback now. I think that's how they got it passed when Christian McCaffrey had to come in and play some QB. So, Steve, my worry is this, in all honesty, as I look through the Detroit Lions roster, I'm not seeing a guy to prepare us for weeks like going against the Baltimore Ravens. Right, who is our scout team quarterback in the weeks where we're preparing to go against a mobile quarterback now? Kyle Allen has some athleticism. Steve calls him sometimes Kyle Joshua Allen, but
it's easy to confuse the two sometimes.
But I don't know that there's enough juice there to prepare us for the mobile quarterbacks that will be coming to town. So for those reasons, I would like to have somebody in the building who's stressing us out athletically for the scout team. And to my knowledge, we don't have that guy just yet. So Steve, for those reasons, I was looking in a little bit of a different direction for the quarterback 3 position. I figured it'd either be a super athletic guy or it would be somebody pushing Kyle Allen for that number 2 position.
I don't know what I was expecting, Will, but what makes the Lamar Jacksons and those guys so special is you can't duplicate them. All right. And if you could, they wouldn't be on a practice team. I would have been okay with signing a guy like Tyler Huntley a couple of days ago up until he picked a new home. I can't even remember where he landed, but I think he landed back in Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken. But I saw he signed with someone, and I was like, well, that dream's dead. If we're going to go out and get a QB3, it's probably going to be someone like this, someone like a CJ Beathard type, because you can't sign a Lamar Jackson. You can't sign anything close to it, or else it'd probably be another team's starting quarterback or their backup quarterback so that they can keep their offense pretty much the same if they run into an emergency. So CJ Beathard, a Detroit Lion, like it, love it. It's what we have. It's what Brad Holmes thinks is best for the team. I don't want to see him ever. I don't even think I'll get excited if I see him warming up. I just want to say this is Jared Goff's team. He's going to be perfectly healthy all year. We're going to go win a Super Bowl, and this whole episode will just be washed away, and we won't even have to remember it. Will, but it is something I feel like we had to discuss.
I get it. Like I don't. It is pertinent information. Like I can't say that it's not. I'm just not excited at
Yeah.
all. But what I am excited about is we have a game on Sunday
Hmm.
and a big one, and I'm pretty excited for that. Is Micah playing or not playing? Is he running scared? I'm trying to figure that out. Have you seen any announcements on that? Has he announced that he's playing or he's not playing yet? Or
I don't think the Packers have said anything, so I would assume he's going to get his shot and numb up that back and go about his day and come try to play football. But I'm a little surprised that this whole thing with if we're talking Micah is how did the Green Bay Packers not know that this was an issue? And can this be reversed pending a physical if they don't like the results of the physical and they think, hey, this might have been a bad deal before? I don't know the rules of the NFL when it comes to all that stuff, but it seems like this is leaning more and more toward possibly a bad deal for the Green Bay Packers because I thought they fleeced the Cowboys with what they gave up to get them, and then they signed them to a massive contract. And I'm like, ooh, kind of handicapped your team. Now it's pass rusher with some really nasty, scary back problems. So I don't know. I feel like they're flirting with some dangerous waters there, but I'm not worried about Micah Parsons. Will I think that the Packers got significantly worse in the run game, and I think that is one of our absolute strong suits. So bring it on. I welcome the challenge.
yeah, there had to be a physical for him to for the trade to have gone through. But it is interesting. It is interesting that this is an issue to an extent to where there's shots needed, but I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not gonna speculate. He'll be out there at some point. I didn't know if he'd be out there because he's probably still learning the scheme and getting a feel for what's going on. So what will the situation be? Is he gonna be a third down guy? Is he gonna be playing out there a minimum amount of snaps? Like I'm just interested to see how they use him. And I've been seeing that put out. Will Micah Parsons be playing? Will he not be playing? So Coach Halfley, I'm sure, will probably have some type of package for him, and he'll get some type of reps. But how many reps is something I'll be keeping an eye on.
Yeah, well, don't be spilling the beans. We got a game day episode coming up probably Friday night. We don't want to be just giving the people a behind the scenes look at what Stephen Will are going to be talking. But what else is on your mind tonight?
Listen, I talked to you a little bit about it earlier, and I feel like you kind of big boyed me, Steve. You kind of made me my ideas feel small, but I feel like this is a big deal to me. This is a big deal, Steve. Coming out of the 2023 draft, there was a guy that I was mock drafting to come to the Detroit Lions. It was later. It was later, like round 6, round 7, late dude in the draft. Army guy, Steve. Like, put some respect on his name, Andre
Oh, I
Carter.
respect my army guys. Well, don't make me have to bust out the army fight song. All right, but I mean,
Listen,
for the sake of singing, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, I remember the name Andre Carter very, very well.
yeah, 6'6". Uh, some say 6'7". I don't know what his measurement was at the combine. I believe it was 6'6", but this was a couple of years ago, so I'm going off of uh what I remember from then as far as measurables go. But long arms, athletic, 255 pounds, a little light in the butt for 250 or for 6'6", or but uh huge athleticism and upside to me. The potential is there. He was came in as a undrafted free agent, I believe, with the Minnesota Vikings, then spent some time with the Raiders, and now he's in Detroit. I'm excited because I feel like from a measurable standpoint, from a build standpoint, he's very similar to a guy that we have here, right? Aiden Hutchinson. Is he going to be Aiden? Highly unlikely. But can he be a productive pass rusher? I think there's a huge potential there. So as I look at him, I'm putting him in a boat similar to Ahmed Hassanin. When I say that, I mean developmental. They don't got the same mentalities, but developmental. He's a guy that you could see maybe in a season or two catching on and being something special. They 6'6", 6'7" dudes who can run, jump, and play all over. When I was watching this film, Steve, I watched every single snap of his out there in Minnesota, and then I watched all 9 of his snaps out there with the Raiders. And he moved all over the place though. He played anywhere from 2I to wide 9. He was all over the D line. Uh it wasn't anything to write home about, man. It wasn't anything crazy, but the athleticism is there, the potential is there. It just makes me wonder, Steve, in a place where we're looking for that pass rusher to play opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, is there some juice to squeeze there? Is there some potential there? I'm excited to see him and what Coach Casey Rogers can turn him into. We've had a couple of D-line coaches come to Detroit, Steve. Uh, uh, Terrell Williams, the last one, he was talked about by Coach Campbell as the best D-line coach in the league. I was expecting this huge upside from guys like Broderick Martin, uh, Josh Pascal. I was expecting these guys to turn into something a little bit more than they turned into. And then I'm watching Coach Casey Rogers come in, and in a short time, I'm watching people like Keith Cooper and Miles Adams, their game ascend, man. And I'm seeing all of the things that I thought that was going to happen because of Coach Williams happen with Coach Rogers. So that's making me wonder, what can he do with a guy like Carter, man? Are you excited at all about Carter being a Detroit Lions and the potential of having 2 6 6 6 7 ends rushing the passer? You got to throw over him, around him. You got to deal with him getting to the quarterback, Steve. I think that there could be something there.
William, can I be quite honest with you? Like,
Yeah.
it's not as honest as I can get. The kids down the street from me today said that they were going to put up a lemonade stand this weekend. I think I'm more excited about that than Andre Carter, if I got to be honest with you. Okay, like, like I'm telling you, like, these kids are wheeling and dealing. They got great cups of lemonade for 50 cents. If you can do a little sweet talking, they might even throw in a candy bar. Tell them I sent you. They'll give you a discount and a good deal. Will, so I think I am far more excited about this pop up lemonade stand that might be happening on Saturday for college football. Let's go down there, maybe put a little vodka in it back at the house and watch some football. But yeah, well, I mean, he's 6'5", 260. That's great. It's exciting. 25, still young, got a long career ahead of him. But well, I just don't know when he's going to get a chance with the Lions. The only time I can see him getting on the field is if someone gets hurt. All right. I'll be honest. I'm just not excited. I just don't. I see the physical aspect of him, but when you're talking about searching tape, William, I'd like to know who you knew. Like, did you like hit up his mom or something for some film, for like some high school highlights? Because there's not a whole lot out there in this world of a highlight tape. But I am cheering for my Army guys. If anyone's cheering for some West Point cadets, it's Stevie P. Okay, I am rooting for him, but I'm not getting my hopes up here, Will. I don't think that this is going to be something. I'm willing to bet that probably by week 7, we're hearing of Mr. Carter being released and possibly signing someone else.
Man, you're blowing my mind right now. Number one, because he got a substantial amount of snaps with the Minnesota Vikings. 2, his collegiate career, he looked like a freak. Like he was making things happen out there. He looked like a raw talent that could really turn into something coming out of college, man. So I don't know, man. I remember you being super excited about guys like a Goudet. And when I think about that in comparison, Andre Carter in comparison to him, I think the upside with Andre Carter is way bigger. And I just think that at 25 years old, with the measurables and the tools that he has, I feel like there is a lot of potential there. He just looked super raw coming out of Army. So with that said, him just growing into his body, putting a little bit of weight on, I just imagine this dude maybe playing at 280 pounds. What will he be like then at 6'6", 280, 285? Because I watched him play a 2I at 255 in Minnesota, and he was holding his own. He wasn't getting pushed around. He put some size on, learned some technique, gets in the right situation. I think that there could be something there. And then I think about, we don't have, everybody's talking about a pass rusher, a pass rusher, a pass rusher. I know that there's not a lot of spots in Detroit where you could potentially get a look, but I feel like pass rusher is one of them. If we got into a situation where somebody got banged up, it's going to be the same thing. We're going to be looking high. We're going to be looking low. We're going to be looking to try to find somebody with a pulse that can rush the passer. And I know Agude, Isaac Ukwu, those are guys that are on the practice squad, but I'm excited to see what this dude can do. I'm excited to see what Casey Rogers can do with him. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, man.
I think you're absolutely nuts, Will, because I'm just looking here. You and me combined are only, let me do the math and use some fingers here for this. We're only 3 tackles behind him, Stephen Will, as a career team here. 3 tackles. I feel like if Stephen Will really put our best foot forward and really took a dive into the NFL in 2 seasons, I feel like you and I could get 3 tackles. I feel like sometimes you can just accidentally make a play. I just don't see it, Will. That's all. I mean, I love this kid coming out of college. I'll be honest, one of those guys that I would have taken a swing and a miss on. But I don't know. I hope you're right. I want you to be right, Will, because I feel like he could help. Just his size alone is impressive. But just do I expect him to come to this Detroit Lions team and be like a name that can help? I could see a path where there's an opportunity for him, but am I hopeful that he like blows my mind and is like crazy super productive, or is he leaning more toward a liability? I would take the latter on that bet, Will, and just say that the odds are against him, and usually these types of things don't happen.
I'll tell you this. I watched every single Minnesota Vikings snap today, and he was not a liability out there. Now, was he an impactful player that was making crazy plays? Absolutely not. He was not. But I could see a way. I could see a path where he could turn into something. So I don't know. Yet remains to be seen. It's something that I'm optimistic about as a depth piece who could turn into something. I'm not gonna. Will it be this season? No, it won't be this season. But he's a guy. I would not be shocked if we were reading Tim 20-minute articles talking about training camp next season, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, Andre Carter, he looks great. Hey, he's making some noise. He's climbing the depth chart. Hey, this dude might make the 53. Like it just wouldn't surprise me.
So, like things that I heard from Keith Cooper this past season.
Who was playing good football?
Yeah, he was playing good football. I thought he should have made the team, but I mean, sometimes those reporters, they're a little handcuffed on what they can and can't say, and they're very, very gentle because they work for the team. No disrespect, but it's a little bit of a controlled what you can put out there. And I get it. It's a fine line. Tim Twentyman does a fantastic job, but I've never once heard, oh, this player's struggling. It's always this guy's doing really well. He's getting snaps with the one, and then 2 weeks later, he's getting cut paper. So there's a little confusion there on my end on what did they see, what's really going on, what's being put out. So
Yeah,
I hope that Andre Carter is one of those guys. I hope he is, because right now he's a Detroit Lion. But
yeah,
odds are not in his favor, is all I'm going to say.
yeah. No, I can get that, man. Obviously, when you talk about anybody with upside, the odds are against him. But even when you talk about guys like Keith Cooper, throughout preseason, and even us being at practice, I thought he was balling with my own eyeballs. Like when we got a chance to see him on our own, I thought Keith Cooper was doing his thing. I just think that our roster is in such a good spot, man. It's tough. It's tough to break into it right now. So I don't know. Yeah, it
If a
remains
D line spot became available, would you rather see Keith Cooper or Andre Carter?
Keith Cooper right now. Andre Carter is somebody that it would be next season. It would be him getting an opportunity to take a full year with Aiden Hutchinson. Uh, Things like we've seen before with these guys, Aleem McNeil, being around the guys, transforming their body, a full year of getting in the weight room, working on their mobility, working with a coach on their technique. Because bottom line, I guarantee he learned some stuff being around Max Crosby. I guarantee he learned some stuff that year being around Daniil Hunter. The guy's been around dogs. You hang around some dogs. You're tending to learn a thing or two. But when I talk about those two guys, Max would be more of the one that has the tremendous work ethic. I don't know what. No disrespect to Daniil Hunter. I don't know what his work ethic and his mentality and his situation is like, but I do know a little bit about Max Crosby, and obviously we know what Aiden is and what he isn't, which is a guy who is going to not know how to turn the switch off more than he is going to forget to turn it on. So maybe being around that type of atmosphere and environment, and just the complete gritty mentality of our whole team will allow him to elevate his game. Is all I'm saying. I'm hoping for it. I'm praying for it. I'm pulling for it because, like I said, it's been a dude I've been excited about since 2023.
I'm just glad that you didn't say something crazy there, Will. Like saying, you'd rather see Andre Carter than Keith Cooper. Just, whew, I was sweating that one out for a second, but
I'm not
glad we're
crazy.
on. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I don't know about that. Anything else for tonight?
No, man, just super excited. We got some, like we said, we got the giveaway on Friday, and then we're gonna get into the game day shows. We're gonna get into the game day preview. We're gonna get into some offense, some defensive talk. It's gonna get the real X's and O's and the real game stuff is coming up. So stay tuned.
Stick around, hit that like button. We'll be back later with another show.
Peace.